Welcome, I am Steampowered, and this is my video on playing a faction server called Elysium Modern Warfare. Now, I have not played, putting on our armor, and apparently that's quite the thing. I have not played a faction server before, and I'm going to walk through this with you, and together we're going to learn how this thing works. And the first thing when joining a new server one should do is have a look at the rules. So, let's have a quick look at these guys over here. And we're not going to do any of that. We're not going to do any of that. Certainly not going to do that. That's just rude. Not going to do that. And I don't think we need to worry about any of these things. This all looks good to me. And I think this is exactly what we're looking for here. And it looks like they start us off with some neat items. We've got a gun. We've got some ammo. We have a Paxel, which means we have mechanism in here, which is terrific. So what we're going to do, and we have a book, and every mod pack I've ever played seems to give you this book, and I don't think anyone has ever read it. I'm not going to read it now. So, this being a faction server, the thing is that people are going to be coming after me, and we need to find a safe place to build. So the first thing we're going to do is get out of here. Now, I don't think anyone's going to come after me straight away because being brand spanking new, we essentially have nothing anybody would want. So I don't think we need to worry about that. So like any other Minecraft game you've probably ever seen, the first thing we're going to do is chop down some trees, and this one is too close to spawn to chop down. So we're going to go further out, and I don't see any trees out that way. So we're going to go out this way. I really like that they started us off with a Paxel. Paxels are great. They're shovels and they're axes, and they do a lot of damage. They're pickaxes too, which is terrific. They're a little expensive to make because you have to use all the resources that you do if you made a pickaxe, a shovel, and an axe. But you just get the one tool and you don't have 3 times the durability. It's mostly a convenience thing. We're going to have to go quite some distance to get some damn wood, aren't we? It looks like this area has been picked pretty clean for trees. So let's get moving. Now, and let's be careful not to fall down holes. And it looks like somebody has already been down here and done some mining. So we just need to grab a few blocks to get out of the damn hole we just fell in. Now, concerning base location, we have a few good choices. Underground, I think, is the play we're going to make here. Eventually, I think it would be nice to go to the moon, because I saw that Galacticraft is in this pack, and being on the moon gives you a lot of different places to hide. And hiding is what this is all about for right now. We're certainly not anywhere near strong enough to go after anybody. We have to build up our resources, build up some weapons, find out where people are, and devise a strategy for taking them down. But we're nowhere near that at all at this point in the game. We're just noob running around looking for a tree. Having a hard time finding a tree too. I don't want to just jump in the water and start swimming because it would take 100 years to get anywhere. Let's have some steak. Running is hard work. I get hungry. Okay. There's a tree over there. We're going to give that a shot. Although, honestly, I think that was the tree I just tried. What I really want to do is build a boat and sail far, far away to some safe place before I even try to build anything. Looks like this place was hit with a bomb or a missile or something. This looks like rubble, wreckage. What if somebody had a base here? Well, whatever was here isn't here anymore. Is this far enough away from spawn? Yes, wood. Alright, another massive achieve for us here. We actually have some wood. Let's chop down the whole tree if we can. Generally, it is rude to leave half a tree up. Makes the server look ugly. So we'll be good, and we'll chop down the whole tree, and that'll go away. Alright, let's use some of our wood here to make a boat. But before we do that, we might as well just make it all into planks, huh? Let's make a crafting table. And I believe I saw this was an option. Yes. We can make a portable crafting kit, so we don't have to keep plonking this down to get a 3x3 up. We can just hold this and do it. The downside is you can't shift click anything into it, but it is pretty handy, especially at this stage in the game. So, for now, I'll just plunk it down, because I've already forgotten I had the crafting thing. We got a boat. Let's take this with us, and let's start on our journey. One thing I'm going to do right now, just in case anybody else on the server later on sees this published video, who knows, we are currently displaying our coordinates, and that's not a good thing. We're going to quickly go in and fix our key bindings so that we can turn our map off. Looks like we're using MapWriter, and it's numpad 9. Looks like the default. Turn the map off. I'm going to go in here. Bear with me just a moment. Alright, well, let's turn the coordinates off. It is nice to have the map up. Good. Coordinates are very important on faction service. It's if someone figures them out, they can just come straight after you. So we're sailing on a long journey right now, and while we're doing that, let's think about what we're going to build when we get wherever it is we're going. First thing we're going to do before we dive underground is grab some more wood, because we're not going to be able to get that underground, obviously, and we want to minimize going back up to the surface as much as we can. If we see any animals, we probably want to grab those too. Eventually capture them, but for now we're going to have to kill a few and get some meat. And if there's any veggies we can get and grow underground, that's going to be necessary. Now our big push is going to be, to go to the moon. So we're going to need a lot of minerals to do that. And it looks like the big tech mod in here is mechanism and thermal expansion. Now mechanism needs a ton of iron to get anything moving. So we're going to be looking for all the iron that we can. And honestly, at this stage of the game, we're looking for all of everything that we can. Down the road too, we're going to want to build an applied energistic system, so of course Certus. Honestly, there really isn't anything that we don't need or want at this point, but prioritizing iron, definitely. I saw also on the mod list that Minechem is a thing. Minechem is an awesome, underappreciated mod. You can do a lot with Minechem. You have ore tripling. You can make awesome weapons with it. You can't build the weapons themselves, but you can take swords, axes, whatever your preferred weapon of choice is, and you can add chemicals to them to make them really super deadly. Like you can give people withering effects, blindness, slow them down, even freeze them in place. It's truly horrific the things you can do with that mod, so we're definitely going to want to get into that later. Alright, we got some land ho up ahead. So we're going to, I don't know if we're going to stay here and build, because it's still not far enough away from spawn for my satisfaction. There goes our boat. You know, I don't know if there's any way to pick up a boat once you get out of it. I always just smash into shit and break them. But we've got enough wood to make another one, and we recovered most of what was necessary to make that boat. And this little island sucks, so we're going to move on. We're going to take this. There really isn't anything we don't want to take at this point. So let's make a new boat and be on our way. You can see the owner's chatting with someone there. It's good to see the owner on. It means the server is active and it's being tended to. Not seeing any lag either. That's a good sign. So once we get ourselves to the moon, we're probably going to dig underground there too. Because honestly, just being on the surface is just asking to be hit. I mean, yeah, maybe we could build a base that could withstand an assault, but not for a long, long time. I'm going to push past this island here. I want to be pretty freaking far out. It wouldn't take much for people who can fly to get themselves out this far and start scouting around for bases. That's another thing we're going to want to do. We're going to want a jetpack, a mechanism jetpack. Although I also saw that extra utilities in this pack, so getting a ring, an angel ring, would not be a bad move either. But the stuff we need to do that is a fair ways off. There's some oil. We'll need some oil later for our rocket that we haven't built. Although honestly, Galacticraft oil is everywhere. We shouldn't have any trouble finding oil. Earlier, I should note, I took a look at the rules for the server, not just the rules that we saw in Spawn, but they have it on their website. And thinking about power, I was going to go with big reactors. Now here, big reactors are limited to 9x9x9, which is reasonable. You can do a lot with a 9x9x9 reactor. They kept the size down to keep the block updates down. Otherwise, people would build, ginormous 32x32 reactors. And then they'd have hundreds of thousands of block updates, and the server would crawl. Now, there are a lot of other options for power, too. We could do, but I really want my power to be either renewable or easily refuelable. So another go-to option for that is mechanism ethylene, which is you take the biofuel that you can get by crushing up plant matter, and then I believe it is hydrogen that you add to it using another mechanism block, and then that goes through another machine, and then you can burn that. It makes ethylene, and then you can burn that in a gas-burning generator for a lot of power, a lot more than you'd get from just biofuel. And the good thing is that it would be renewable if you have a big enough farm. I don't know if this really sounds loud when I hit these things, but it is deafening to me. So I'm just going to quickly turn down my in-game sounds a little more. I'm going to turn down the weather sounds while I'm here, because if it starts raining, I think I'm going to go deaf. You know what? Let's just bring that down by half. There we go. And we're back. You might as well gather some more wood while we're here. And this is probably far enough out to build a nice underground bunker. I mean, we're not going to stay here forever. I'm not going to go totally crazy building in this location. I want to make enough to build a rocket. That's our interim goal here. Now, not being very experienced in faction servers, but I do really enjoy tech mods. I love building the machines, I love building factories, and I think that's something we're going to want to do anyway. I was looking through our available quarry options. Now, BC quarries are in, which is good. They're nerfed a bit. Landmarks are disabled, so the biggest quarry you can make is 9x9. Which still gives you a decent sized hole and will churn up enough ores to get us going. I also saw that through extra utilities we can get an ender quarry going, which of course you can make huge quarries with those, and they're a hell of a lot more server friendly. Oh, somebody's been here. Now, let's get into the factions mod right now. Now there's a thing you can do. You can do, and it's not F list, it's F map. And that'll tell you if anyone has established a faction base nearby. It doesn't look like it. But this here tells me that there have been people out here, which makes me a little bit wary of starting a base here after all, because I really want to be away from anybody. Now the thing is, when you make a faction, you appear on that little map. So the map isn't very big. You actually have to be pretty close to somebody's faction base to see them appear on that map. But I don't want to appear on anybody's map. So I'm not going to be making a faction for a long time. Now, there are pros and cons to making a faction. Pros, of course, are that your land is semi-protected. People can't just come in with pickaxes and start chopping up your blocks and taking your things. They have to actually assault your base, bombs or missiles, or try and overclaim it. And if you have a faction with a lot of members, that adds to the faction's power, and they can do that a lot, and they can do it well. But as soon as you enter a chunk with somebody's faction, you get notified that, hey, you're in a chunk with a faction, which kind of makes hiding pretty hard. So we're all about the hiding right now, so no factions for us. We're going to need some meat later. Where'd you go? It's a little hard to see what I'm doing here at night. Alright, because we are leaving, I think we have enough wood to get ourselves going here. Have we picked up any seeds yet? No, we haven't. I was kind of hoping that would just kind of happen as we dashed our way through the forest here. Because our initial food source is probably going to be bread, because it's renewable. And to get that going, we need at least, there we go, 1 wheat seed. I don't think Pam's harvest crest is in. Okay, that'll get us going. Ooh. This is nice. Let's go grab a few cactus, because I don't know when we're going to see another desert again. Grab a bit of sand, too. We'll turn this into glass or any number of other useful things later on. Oh, shit. Okay, well, he got us some sand, so thank you very much. The starting armor we get must be, it's actually half decent stuff. We're not starting with any crap leather armor in this pack. This is pretty. I like this. We might build a base underground here somewhere. Alright, let's stay away from that skeleton. Although our armor is pretty good, I'm not really looking to go fighting mobs at this time. Ooh, I bet there's some good rewards down there. Finding a chasm is just about as good as finding a cave. I was going to risk just digging straight down, because the gravestone mod is on in this pack, and if I ran into lava or a long fall, we could just warp back to our death point, but this is better than that. So let's grab some ores. There really isn't anything that we don't need. So as I was mentioning earlier, we have to make a choice about RF generation. Now, if we're going to do a big reactor, we would need a ton of coal, a ton of iron, Elysium, and that would get us going. Oh, here's some iron. We need all the iron we can get. I think I just heard a creeper. Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did. He'll dig up some ores for us. Thank you. That's great. And we fell into a little cave. Now, we don't have any torches, but we can make some on the fly here. We'll take some of this wood very quickly, make a few more sticks, put that back, shove that in there. We're going to need a bunch, so we might as well use all the coal we have to make some. We'll dig up more coal. Okay. Now, osmium. Osmium is great stuff. Oh, let's eat a little bit. I want to stay at full health. Alright, there's a zombie somewhere nearby. Let's grab some of this osmium. It's great for tools. As well as, well, mechanism also demands you have a ton of osmium to make most of the machines. Oh, shit. Alright. Well, there goes our Paxel. So, if we want to make some tools, we're going to have to use some of what we got. Probably go with stone tools. Yeah, I guess. Alright. Stone tools it is. Whoops. There's some cobble. I don't know if you can make a cobble paxel, but yay, I made a stone pickaxe. Look at that. Amazing. I don't think this is going to harvest. I think I'm just going to break that. That looks like it'll go. Yep, alright. Well, there's some Certus. Oh, cool. Ender ore. So we're not going to have to go hunting for Enderman. We can get... Well, if I harvest that right now, it's going to break and not give me any of the dust. I need a better pick to get that stuff. But anyway, when I break that, that's going to give me ender dust, and I can combine them to make ender pearls, which is great, because otherwise I'd have to either hunt endermen or go to the end or find ender lily seeds to get some pearls, and that's a pain in the ass. That's not going to break. Alright, we need to do something because stone tools isn't going to cut it for what I want to do. So let's make a furnace. Let's make 2. It's not like we're going to run out of cobble. And another achieve. Just amazing, huh? I don't know. Should I make charcoal? Why don't I get one of them going, making me some charcoal? And then I'll use the other one to smelt up some, I guess, iron. I'm going to be digging an absolute ton of it, so I might as well smelt up what I have for the tools I'll need to get more. Although, you know, I probably should do osmium. Well, there's 1 iron. There's an achieve for smelting an iron. There's an achieve for everything, isn't there? Anyway, we're going to make osmium tools. They have high durability, and they can mine a lot of stuff. I don't think they can do obsidian, but I think the paxel can. Maybe I'll make an osmium paxel. I think we'll do that. It's expensive, but, I mean, osmium's... It's plentiful enough. We'll find more. Let's get this area lit up a little bit so we don't get surprised as easily. Alright, we get some charcoal. Let's toss that in here. We still have our sword with sharpness 1 on it. We'll keep that handy. One thing we do, I should actually get a little bit more tin, because if we can make a chest and surround it in tin, we can make a strong box that we can carry around with us and store things in it. And that is really handy at this stage of the game when we don't have a base and we're basically carrying everything that we owned around with us. But of course I can't mine tin right now, so we have to hold off on that. Yeah, I don't have enough for a paxel right now, because I would need 3 for the pickaxe, 3 for the axe, and then I don't have anything left for the shovel. So I'm just going to make an osmium pick. Screw it. There we go. So let's take these with us, because we really can't afford to leave anything behind, and I kind of don't want to leave any evidence that I was here. You know? Take only pictures, leave only footprints, except don't leave footprints. Alright, see, we can take these, and we can do that, and ender pearls. He sounds like he's getting pretty close. Where is he? Oh, he might be elsewhere in the cave. You know what, I'm going to quickly plop down that furnace one more time so I can smelt up a little bit more tin so I can make that, get out of here. Oh shit. It is good armor. Anyway, we were smelting tin so I can make that strong box. While we're waiting, I might as well make the chest I'm going to need. I still have enough wood for a chest, right? Yeah, awesome. Okay. I don't need any hemp right now. That's hemp, right? It's either hemp or flax. Whatever it is, inventory space is at a premium right now, and I don't want it. Oh, whoops. I forgot I need to do 4 tin. The clay looks just like planks. Let's get rid of it. I'm never going to use that clay. Let's have a quick look at chat while we're waiting for that. Oh no, this means that the antimatter missile is disabled. The default recipe is uncraftable. I think I'm going to stay out of chat. I don't want to spend my time during the video chatting with people. I want to show stuff. All right, so let's make that strongbox right now. Where'd my chest go? There it is. So for that, you just do boom, 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 boom. We have a strongbox. It doesn't hold as much as a chest, but the big benefit here is you can take it with you, full of stuff. So it's like having a half of a second inventory. So let's put ores and stuff that we've smelted or stuff that's already a finished product in there. You know what? I want to keep that handy because I want to make more torches. And yeah, just stuff I know I'm going to hang on to and not necessarily throw away. I'm going to keep that tree because we're going to want to plant trees eventually. And we're going to get rid of this book because I can dominate the world eventually without reading the book. And you just can pickaxe it, or if you have a wrench, you can wrench it. And now I have it. And if you shift on it, you can see what's inside of it. So we just saved a ton of inventory space. Let's grab this. And let's do a little bit more mining. Now, in a little while, after we do some more mining, we're going to dig our way down basically as deep as we can go. We want to make it so that our player name tag, aluminum, doesn't show to someone on the surface. We don't want to give anyone any reason to go digging around where we're at. Hey, there's some osmium. The goal is to be invisible until we're ready to strike out at other people. Now I saw that defense tech was in this mod pack, which means there are, if anyone has played Volts, you would have seen the older version of it in there. I think Volts was a 152 pack, and the Mechanism author wrote Defense Tech to bring that stuff back for 170. We're going to need a ton of Certus eventually, and it's not actually that common, so wherever you see Certus, you should mine it. Some copper. Copper's very useful. Oh, shit. That's one thing about... Let's take him down. Mining the Ender ore here, there's a random chance that an Enderman will actually spawn next to you for every block of it that you mine, which is a little scary. But the starter armor that they've given us seems to be pretty robust. If I didn't have any on, there's no way I would have swung at that Enderman, because he would have just killed us without much difficulty. Alright, we got that copper. Let's push on. This is the way I came. We got a dead end here, so let's turn around. More tin. Minechem uranium. I don't actually think you can smelt that. Minechem uranium is a bit of an odd duck. I'm going to leave that be, because if you can't smelt it and use it in a big reactor, I'm not going to bother with it. We need actual yellorium, I believe. Now, initially, in our starter location here, we're going to build a small, big reactor. Just enough to give us the juice we need to make the stuff that we want to go so we can build what we need to get out of here. That looks interesting down there. I like the look of marble. permanent base probably have some marble in it. I saw also that this pack had the chisel mod, which really opens up your options for a pretty base design. You can make some really interesting stuff with chisel. It opens up dozens of new blocks that look really cool. Probably hundreds of blocks, actually. Let's grab all this coal. We're going to need it for the reactor. This pickaxe is relatively fast. Shouldn't take long. It also had carpenter's blocks, which is another neat mod. You can do like wedges and triangles and prisms. Oh shit. Why did it just get dark? Did I hit my torch? Yeah, I mined up my torch. There we go. Another mod I saw that we're definitely going to get into is immersive engineering. It has a gorgeous multi-block miner called an excavator that can mine. It mines slowly, and you have to do prospecting to find these hidden veins of ore that it can go after. But once you find one, it will mine it for days and days, and you'll just have this steady trickle of ores just coming in. And it's fantastic. And if you can find a copper vein, it also has gold. And if you can find like a pyrite vein, it'll have a ton of iron. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to need an absolute amazing ton of iron to get anywhere in this pack. Steel is another big thing we're going to need, and that's dependent upon iron. But there's a place where Minechem will help us out a lot too. Is that oil? Ugh. Yep, I fell in the oil. And I'm drowning. Okay. We're going to do this. I don't really want to do that. To stop drowning, we're going to do that. Oh shit, we're going to die. I fell in the oil, and we're going to die. Let's see if we can get out of the oil. Oh shit. And we're dead. Well, guess what? We're back at spawn. And I'm hoping... Oh shit. Shit, shit, shit. There's no back. We're going to have to go back to get our stuff. Fortunately, there are waypoints. Oh, someone's offering us oxygen. They say, thanks. May take you up on that later. Died in oil. That was really a stupid way to die. So let's look at our map and find out where we died. And I guess we do want to display that now. As soon as we find out where on the map that's going to be. Good. Death markers are on. It would have really sucked if death markers were not on. That would have been terrible. I forget the key combo to get in and see where waypoints are. So we're going to go into here and we're going to see what the key is to hit to get to that. And I wonder if we can do that. That would be awesome. I bet that's disabled, but we're going to give it a try. Let's make a new one. There must be a way right in here to see waypoints. Oh, I see. It's telling us it's over here. So those are our coordinates. So I guess I won't be making a base there. So we need to travel to 2579, 153. You know what? I'm going to turn coordinates back on because I know I'm not going to be staying there. And by the time this video gets released, I'm not going to be there anymore. So it doesn't matter. That waypoint is around this way. You know what? I think this would be a great time to take a break. And when we reconvene, I will be back at my death point, having my possessions recovered, and we will push on from there. Thank you very much, and goodbye.